Hi guys, it's Crystal Rose. I thought I'd pop in because it's been a minute and then some since I've done a video and said hi to you guys. And I was feeling it today. It's sunny, it's beautiful. I just got back from my dog walk and there was like, God, what time is it even? I don't even know. Like, is it noon yet? Because there's been craziness happening all day today. Like, crazy. Magic. Really magical shit. So, I just wanted to introduce myself. Like I said, I'm Crystal Rose. I'm a spirit guide. I'm a twin soul mentor, and apparently reminded as of this morning that I'm a Heyoka empath. You can look it up on YouTube, and I'll probably explain it here in a little bit in the video. But I know there's a lot of new people in the group, and some of you've never seen my face, maybe just photos or old videos or something. But am I not newly fabulous? Should I show that off? Right? Anyway, I just haven't, been live. And by live, I mean animated. Because that's how I roll. It's what I do. I speak like this. So anyway, where do I start? I want to do like an energetic update and tell you guys kind of like what's going on in the collective. I know you've been looking at the readings I've been sharing from the awesome, incredible clients and friends that I have. And I would only choose them if they are things that I would literally say myself. So please trust their readings, and I hope they trust them as much as you guys do. It's, ego. You got to get out of your own way, right? So let me start backwards a little bit. I was going to call it a nightmare when I woke up this morning, but I guess it was more of a prophetic dream. And long story short, I was shown what I let go of in the past and how it's reacting to me now, what's energetically going on in the universe. And the way that I saw it was in the form of shards of glass being thrown at me and everyone around me, my friends, my family, my new person I'm with or supposed to be with or going to be with. So also in the dream, I was introduced to little baby girl, which looked just like me and had these cute little tiny 1-inch pigtail thingies pointing up off the top of her head, because Spirit thought that was really funny, and they knew that I really liked that. That's like my favorite little girl hairstyle, is to have the little pigtails with like barely any hair stuck in it. They just like two little paint brushes sticking out of the top of her head. It was so cute. So, anyway, towards the end of the dream, it turned out that my full Aries fire kicked in, and the person who was throwing the glass shards was standing there holding a triangle-shaped glass shard about that long, waiting to figure out what they were going to do. Were they going to attack? Were we going to attack them? And I said, you know what? I'm not going to sit around and wait for this shit to happen. So I went full Aries and I attacked. Bam! I went in for it. And as I was doing that, like I do in my waking life, I actually mentally called on the rest of the people around me to join me in battling this person. These glass shards that are being thrown at us. Jealousy, feelings of being left behind, possessiveness, just all those other things that people feel when they're not happy about where they're at with themselves, but they want to be where you're at. So they're going to throw shade on you, right? And it was a lot to take in. It was a lot to process. I've been having nightmares for almost every night for like the last week prior to that. As have a lot of you, because I've been talking to you guys and giving readings and stuff, and my private clients have been telling me that they're about their nightmares, and I've been doing a lot of dream interpretations for them, and it turns out to be a lot of healing work. And I have my own triggers, the trauma that was placed on me by certain individuals that I'm working through so that I can be open-hearted and allow love back in, right? Just like all the rest of us do. We all have our wounds, we all have our trauma, we all have our stories in the back. But if you can understand that your pain isn't the only pain, that other people have their own, and that's why you're having the interactions that you're having, then it might make it a lot easier to deal forgive, understand, and put both of you back on equal footing. No one person is better or greater than another. No one is smarter. You might be smart in math. Someone else might be smart spiritually. Someone else might be a great speller, and someone else might be a great writer who can't spell. Just because you know how to spell doesn't mean you know how to write. So, be gentle with yourself and be gentle with others, and please don't compare yourself to other people, because no one's like you, and nor should they be. I mean, it's great to model yourself after aspects of people, but as far as identical, you better damn well be an individual. And otherwise, don't come talk to me, because I will be fully triggered and we just cannot be friends. Right? So, what else happened? So, a little bit of teaching while I'm telling my stories. I got up and immediately saw that someone was reaching out to me for a 911. They were triggered severely in a situation, something they saw on Facebook. And it was Mother's Day, so everybody had a lot of triggers going on, especially if you're not with your person and your person is with somebody else who they have children with, right? So I know a lot of the story y'all are telling yourself is that, they forgot about me, they moved on, they went back to their happy life, I was a mistake and this and that. I really hope that's not the story you continue to run with. I want to tell you that's a bunch of bullshit. And if you don't believe it, come get a reading from me, because I will make you a believer. You will damn well know that what I'm telling you is true, and you will know it because of your own story and your own synchronicities with what I'm telling you. So when I'm giving you a reading, there's a lot of confirmation that Spirit gives you through words that I say that are like specific to that person or situations that you guys endured together. Just things like that. I don't want to go on and on about that. But anyway, I'm just imploring you to look for the magic today. Every day there's a different energy shift. We're in a Venus retrograde, so there's a lot of feelings coming up. Venus is all about romance and emotion, and Spirit is helping us work through our pain so we can open our heart back up to receive the person that's already there wanting to be with us. Whether you know who that person is or not, or you're even aware of their presence, because I just did 2 readings last week where they didn't even know they were a twin. They didn't know they had a person that was coming back for them. They were just feeling something energetically, and someone suggested they come talk to me. And then they found out, bomb drop, my bad, that they're a twin. I had to explain the whole journey and how it functions and why you're supposed to get triggered and why they come back and what that looks like. So I just really want you guys to pay attention to the little nuances in my stories so that you can apply them to your own situations and really trust yourself. And more than that, outside of you, trust something bigger than you. Trust the universe, trust God, trust Spirit. Okay? Faith. Faith is a blind thing. You either have it or you don't. So you can't say, I have faith and I'd like this to happen, but this and this and this makes me think this is an absolute no. No, that's not faith. That's hope and fear. Faith is, I know in my heart and I trust and believe the messages that I'm receiving from my own readings, other people, the universe, everything. The butterfly that just flew by when I was turning on my camera to say, hey Crystal, it's been way too long since you did a video. We're so glad you're checking in. And that was my thank you from Spirit and some encouragement to get out there and open my mouth, because that's what I do best, right? So it was a giant monarch butterfly. It was gorgeous. Big wings and orange and spotted. It was beautiful. I was like, hi, I see you. Hello. So, okay. So what happened then? So I got up. I was going to call somebody to help them out. And then I realized that my dog threw up the lovely snack that he got last night. It ended up being 15 more minutes before I could call this person back and, do the work and give him a pat on the booty and get him back out the door to go face the world, right? Because I always know that's how all conversations with me are going to end, because that's what I live for. That's how I'm created. That's what I do. So The pat on the booty. Before I got to that, there was a 15-minute delay because I had to pick up the dog vomit, and then I ended up putting on some music because I thought that I would be getting some messages from Spirit speaking about the dream that I had last night. I'll get back to the dreams in a minute. Actually, let me just sidebar that real quick and throw that out there. A lot of nightmares lately for all y'all. So I had one day where I was free of nightmare. 2 nights ago, I had 2 nightmares in one night around the same subject. That was fun. I woke up and I was like, oh man, that was a crazy nightmare. And then shook it off, went back to sleep, and then we started with part 2, right? And then after that, I had a nightmare the night before that. So it's just been pretty consistent during moments energetically throughout the universe. When the planets change, Spirit will take advantage of these planetary positions to give you the communication while you're sleeping. So please pay as much attention as you can. Train yourself to have lucid dreams so you can remember and pay attention. So when you go to sleep at night, tell yourself or tell Spirit, thank you for helping me remember my dreams. You might repeat it 1 or 3 times and then just put your head on the pillow and knock out. Everything in the universe is created through intention. So if you set the intention to remember your dreams and have control within them, you will do so. Some people get it done the first night. Sometimes it takes 3 nights, but just, be consistent. It'll show up within the first week. Also helpful if you do a regular sleep pattern. So try to go to sleep at the same time and wake up at the same time, so your body has a rhythm and your energy has a natural flow. Sidebar. Okay, so anyway, where was I at? Dreams, signs, music. Here we go. So I went to go pick up the dog vomit, and I turn on the music, and the very first 2 songs were representing both of the male figures that were in my dream. One song was a message about them, about one, and one song was a message about the other. I got through the 2 songs before I called my friend back and helped her get through her thing. And then when I spoke to the friend, it turns out that we needed that 15-minute delay because she was out running around taking care of business, so she wasn't home yet. When we finally talked, she was just getting home. So if I were impatient, or if I had other things to do, or if I wasn't someone who is used to have trained myself into going with the flow of the universe, that would have been a whole different perspective I would have taken. I would have seen the whole dog vomit thing as a problem. I would have been really snippy. I would have had a shitty attitude. Just all kinds of bad things would have happened, right? But I know better. I know everything is perfect, always. I know everything is divinely timed, always, 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 always working for your highest good. The only thing that would ruin that is your own negative thoughts, because you literally manifest what you're thinking. So, even if it's negative, you're calling it in. So anyway, I got my messages, I got my healing, I'm still working through things, life's traumatic sometimes, right? But the only thing that matters is that you are self-confident, that you have self-respect, that you don't let people treat you like crap, that you don't allow negative energies, or you don't let people project their negativity onto you, or make you sometimes people will try to make you take responsibility for their feelings, and they'll want to blame you for how they feel, and that's not fair. And we've all done it. I try really hard not to do it anymore. If I get triggered, I'm aware, and I'll pull myself back. I'll just separate my energy. I don't like going back to the old me. It's not a fun person. I was very masculine, very controlling, very, very like a man. Like a lot of times I do readings for you guys, and you explain the behavior of the dude, right? And I end up telling you, oh yeah, I know exactly what that is. Like, it's all good. It looks different in the 3D than what's actually going on. And here's what they're really thinking, saying, feeling. And then I back it up with a reading, right? Well, I know that you guys have a hard time trusting and believing all of that stuff, but through the synchronicities, you eventually believe before we hang up the phone, right? Don't buy into the 3D illusion of social media posts, making up stories for photos you're seeing with what they're doing or what's going on, or that they've forgotten about you. You didn't forget about them, right? They assume the same thing. You just don't know that because you're not speaking right now. So you'll hear it later. You'll hear it soon enough within the next, 2 months or so. In a few weeks, everybody's like going into union. It's union time. So sometime, July, August was when most of these unions are taking place. And I just want you to really trust yourself. Trust yourself and trust spirit, because if you're not trusting God right now, then you're only relying on yourself or outside influences. And yourself has ego, and the outside influences are other people who haven't walked in your shoes. Now, if you have supportive friends that are awesome readers and mediums, fantastic people of integrity, you can trust them. But still, this is something you have to internalize for yourself. It has to become a part of you. You have to live your life with this knowledge, this knowing, and this faith. Because if you don't have faith in yourself, your process, the choices you're making, and where you're going, you're not going to trust anybody that you're with. You're not going to trust any situation. You're not going to trust you're in the right place. So I really implore you to be grateful that you and your person aren't speaking right now, because this is where the healing is taking place. Most of you are the feminine. You're the females. Feminine doesn't necessarily mean female. I've talked to plenty of males who are the feminine in the relationship. Talking about energy. Feminine is receptive. It means you're in your wisdom. You hear the universe. You are paying attention to the signs around you. You are open-hearted. You're a listener. And the opposite, if you're a masculine, you're the action taker. You're going to put a plan in place. You're going to start a business. So we all have both of these aspects within us. And the whole entire point of being in the twin journey is to balance that for yourself, to learn to be both masculine and feminine equally as the situations require in your life. So just try to do a really good job of getting balanced. And if there's anything I can do to help you with that, for God's sake, please do not hesitate. Come book some time with me. Tell me I need a reading, or I've had readings, but I need a coaching session because I really just can't trust this. And I want to trust it. So help me heal it. Help me work it out. And we'll do that. And I guarantee you in under an hour, you will be awesome. Where you come in crying, we're going to leave laughing together. And I know that some of you can vouch for this for me, okay? All right, so what happened? I went on my dog walk. I'm going to skip past the part with all the synchronicities, like tens and tens of them, with my conversations with the person I was helping to heal, and then the conversation I had after that where I shared, which has happened the whole morning. They just haven't stopped. I've been getting spoken to all day. Now, that usually happens with me. I look for it, I pay attention. So I'm really asking you guys to just pay attention to, what the birds are telling you. That bird has something to say. Speaking of which, let me throw this out. One of my girlfriends told me that a squirrel jumped on her back today. She was also sitting near a tree, which I'm sitting under my fig tree right now. And, oh, look at that. The figs are coming back. Abundance, people, it's always here. My fig tree is ready to rock and roll. It's time for chocolate fig smoothies. Whoop, whoop. I love putting cacao and stevia and the figs. Oh my God, it's so filling. You get fiber, you get iron, and it's like a chocolate smoothie. It's fabulous. So I'm going to be eating and drinking a lot of those lately, but my figs are almost ready. Yay. Okay. Anyway, so I just learned this morning that the reason I do that and I go sidetracked is because I am a Heyoka empath, which is a Lakota term, a Lakota tribe term for an empath who feels people but then takes action on it. I'm the person who won't just identify with your feelings and cry with you, although I do that sometimes. Some of you will know that I've burst into tears feeling the feelings of your person that I'm reading, your male counterpart, when I feel his pain, I'll burst into tears. I'll start crying. But that's not usually how I work. That's how most empaths work. I am a little different. I'm a Heyoka empath. So the Heyoka in the Lakota tribe was Black Elk. And he introduced himself to me one day and let me know what I was. And I recognized it, and now I understood it. Because although I am empathic and I do feel your feelings, I'm not necessarily always going to be the person who's going to be like, okay, sweetie, let me pull you in and hug you and, cry with you. Like, I do that sometimes, but most of the time, I'm going to make light of the situation. I'm going to shift your perspective. And I'm going to give you a pep talk and get you right back out there because I know the truth of exactly what's going on. My strong suit is claircognizance. I know something immediately upon receiving the information to be exactly true. And then I do the detective work and work backwards to prove it, right? Because I just know. I can't tell you how I know. That's the message I receive from the universe, and I just know things, okay? So claircognizance is my strong suit, and I've learned to develop my intuition so that I could see the mechanics of how that works and how I can trust myself. And that's what I teach my clients. And friends. You guys are all my friends, and I absolutely love you. You're like my best buddies. You get me. We get each other. It's so beautiful. So thank you for being here and listening to me. Okay, so what else happened? So I went on my dog walk. There was a million synchronicities there. And I want to show you what showed up on my walk. So, while I was receiving the message again from Spirit reminding me that I'm a Heyoka empath. Oh, excuse me. See that? Throat chakra channeling starting to come up. Oh my goodness. I got a tickle right here, which is funny because I was about to show you a feather. So I feel that this is Black Elk tickling my throat, probably trying to channel through, because I'm trying to just talk to you as me and not go off into la la land and end up channeling some craziness and going off on a tangent, but apparently they want me to. Hold on, I'm going to pause this and get a drink and come back. All right, let's try this again. I'm back now, and I was guided to grab a deck while I was gone because they want to give you a message at the end. I'm going to keep it simple. Well, we'll see how it goes. They're in charge. I never know what's going to happen. And let this be a lesson to you that always trust your gut. Always follow the information that's coming through your knowing, your confidence, your solar plexus. When I was setting up to come out here and talk to you guys, I was told to bring water. And I was like, oh no, I'm just going to talk for a minute and I'll be done and I'll go drink when I'm done. I just took a drink. I'm good. No, forever from here on out, I'm always going to have water next to me because I know what they do with my throat chakra sometimes. So, yeah, pay attention. Lesson learned. Look at that. Live lesson on how crystal is not perfect. Okay, so let me put this in the shade here. Okay. And I grabbed the cards like I heard them tell me because God forbid they choke me out again to go get the cards, right? All right. Oh, now I lost my little... Dang. I took it in the house. I was going to show you. Hold on. Now I got to go get the other thing that I left when I ran off choking. Hold on. Okay, it was exactly where I thought I left it, so I didn't lose it or it didn't go off to the wind. So I was supposed to show you. Okay, so right when I was getting the message that I was being reminded that I'm a Heyoka empath, that I will spin things to the positive, give you a pep talk, get you back out there. And the reason I do that so diligently and quickly is because of my claircognizance. So if I know what's right and what's going to work for you and I already know the answer, then I just want to get right to the point. That's my masculine kicking in. I want to take the action and get it fixed for you. But I can't fix it for you. I can fix it with you. I can help you fix it yourself, right? So, right when I got that message, I looked down and there was this gorgeous eagle feather. And I was like, okay, I don't I think I've picked up 2 eagle feathers in the 5 years I've been walking this route. Like when I first moved here, and now at the end of this very karmic cycle where there's healing and new things happening, new love coming in, new abundance, new money, new business stuff, like everything, right? So I want to show you something. And I want you guys to start getting used to doing this with like anything that comes across your path, not just feathers, right? So this looks a bit tattered, doesn't it? You notice there's like a chunk taken out here. It looks like something bit the shit out of this eagle. And there's another little gap up here. But it looks like there's a little wear and tear. But right at the top, oh my God, I just noticed. Look at this. It's a giant heart. Do you see that? The heart at the top? Oh, I love it. No wonder they wanted me to go show you guys, because I was just going to throw it in my feather box, my collection. But look, it's a little heart. Aw, thank you, Spirit. Aw, now I want to cry. Okay, this is the middle portion of what I've endured. This, learning, growing, earning my spots. And then this is where I started. This is all, growing my feathers out and learning the way and learning how to fly. This is also symbolic of, I want you to notice the beginning and the end, right? The beginning and the end. Here's the heart at the end. And what else do we have over here? Baby feathers. So last night I also saw a baby in the dream. And the very first song that came on when I was walking was Isn't She Lovely by Stevie Wonder. And at the beginning of the song, if you've heard the full version, they have a baby crying at the beginning. And throughout the song, and especially towards the end where it's more just music, you hear him talking to the baby. And like she's a little older and she's starting to chat now. But in the beginning, she's crying. It was really, really cute. So I got the message. I understood what was happening. And I just wanted to share with you how beautiful life is. And look at that. We had a live synchronicity. I didn't realize there was a heart on the top. So cool. All right. So let me stuff this in my shoe down here. Not that I'm wearing shoes. I totally took my shoes off. Okay. On the way back, I got a million songs that told me a story, told me exactly what was going on in my life. So I highly suggest to you, when you guys are feeling down and you want to get out of your ego and you really just want to you're not psychic, right? Or you don't feel like you are, or you don't trust yourself or your messages, and you really want to talk to Spirit, and maybe meditation isn't your forte. This is my meditation. I sit out here, eyes open, listening to the birds talk to me, watching the butterflies go by, because I get messages from everything. I get visions and take off in the astral world when I go meditate. So if I want to stay grounded, I better keep my eyes open. Anyway, a bunch of songs. I got a bunch of messages. And on the way back, there's a woman who is a really nice neighbor on the next block who leaves fruit and things out that she grows in her yard. And so I grabbed a lemon, and it made me laugh because when I was heading back home and I got my last 2 song messages, I heard, when life gives you lemons. And I'm like, touche, I hear you, Spirit. It was reminding me because a couple weeks ago, I traded someone some sage. They ran out, their store closed, so they couldn't buy sage, and they hit me up asking me, hey, do you know where I can get sage? And I'm like, I got some right here. I just dried it. I just picked it the other day. Come get it. So I ended up dropping it off at her house. And then a few days later, she came by and dropped off a bag of lemons. And immediately I heard Spirit say, when life hands you lemons. And man, I am so making lemonade today. I do have other lemons, by the way. I know I can't just make it out of one. But this is a big, big lemon, right? It's like the size of my head. Okay. What else? I think that's all I wanted to say today, really. I just realized I haven't eaten today. I've been so energetically concerned about the messages I've been receiving and talking to other people, helping them, and sharing my feelings, that I just realized I haven't eaten. So yeah, I should probably do that. But I promised you a card, so I'm going to pull a card for the collective and whatever message Spirit wants you to hear today. So I have a lovely client, Miss Pamela Cartwright, who sent me a gorgeous deck It's called Saints and Mystics. Check it out. It has a lovely little book. This speaks to me. I'm so like, I've had Mother Mary as a guide to me my whole life. I have to be very saintly and nun-like to do this journey and do the teaching and not get triggered and not act like a crazy, controlling PMS bitch. Like, that was old Crystal. She's dead and gone. So, anyway, I want to show you what comes up. So I'm just going to pull live. We'll see what happens. We'll go to the book since it's not entirely familiar to me, but if I get a card I recognize since I've done 3 readings with it, I'll let you know. So thank you, Pamela, for this amazing deck. I mean, look at it. It's so like Saints and Mystics. So they're different colors if it's a saint or a mystic, right? Totally beautiful. Just so you know, I saw at the bottom of the deck, Edgar Cayce and Messages. I've been hearing a lot from Edgar Cayce lately. I think he's asking me to finish reading his book, which I haven't picked up in a couple months, and also helping me channel, do the work that he did. He did a lot of medical intuition. It's not my strong suit, but I'm apparently really good. Well, I think it's not my strong suit, but I'm apparently really good at doing readings and telling you what's happening with your body and telling you through the emotions and the story that brought you to that place. So for example, the other day, someone hit me up at midnight. Oh no, it was 12:45 in the morning, and they had a rash, and they wanted me to help identify why they had a rash and what was going on. So I did a reading. I told them what the story was. I told them what happened and why it occurred. We diagnosed the rash. I still asked them to go to the doctor, but we'll see what happens. I think they're gonna wait to see if it clears up first. But it was over their whole body, and a very specific kind of rash. Big circular things, like 6 inches apart on the body in different places. And it started moving down her trunk to her ankles, and it started to grow over time. So anyway, I ended up giving the reading, and long story short, it had to do with her emotions and being angry at somebody. And she was in isolation in a confined space. So basically she, with her own fear of going outside because of the virus, isolated, which grew the staph bacteria, which we normally have some of in our body. So this Staphylococcus bacteria decided, oh, I'm going to surface and show you your emotions right now. So not only was she isolated, she was angry at her partner. And this is from wounds from years ago. God, it must have been, what are we at, like 7 years now, maybe, that this happened? I'll give her grace and say it's been 5 years since it's been remedied, right? So, but that's a deep traumatic wound, and she's trying to heal from it. And she's like, but I forgive him. And I said, yeah, you forgive him, but your actions don't. You're not acting like you forgive him, and you may not recognize it. And I described the behavior, and she said, you're right, that's how I'm acting. And I said, that's where it's coming from. You're not just annoyed at that situation or those things or how they put the fork away or whatever. It's the underlying feelings you have that are causing you to act out towards this person. And she just thought she was trying to like gain control in the house, right? So, anyway, she's healing her emotions and getting out in the sunlight. And actually, medically speaking, for that particular rash, the medical advice was go outside, get some sun, and heal your emotions. So how surprised was I that that's actually what a doctor would be telling her to do, you know? But I told her, I'm not a doctor, so please go see a doctor just in case it's anything else. I don't know what, because it was a very specific type of rash. So anyway, let's pull a card for you guys, see what's going on, give you a message, and set you free so I can go stuff my face. All right, Socrates, Divine Connections. And he kind of looks like one of my friends. So I don't know if he watches this channel or he sees my videos, but shout out to Larry Cornett for looking like the Socrates on this card, okay? And it's really beautiful. To me, this is a feeling of wisdom. He's stately, he's open-minded, he's ready for discussion, he's sharing. So I'm going to assume that this is a conversation that you should have with yourself, that you should have with other people, you should have with the divine, regarding the mental debates, knowing yourself, knowing what's actually true in the universe and what's really going on versus the 3D illusion and the what's the word, the facade of time. It's not real. It doesn't exist. It's, God, I could go on for hours about that and give you so many instances of proof that time doesn't matter. Don't worry about time, okay? Don't try to rush things. Don't try to push anything. Whatever's meant for you is going to be there as long as you're still facing in that direction of going towards it. Don't look back. Don't go backwards, okay? All right. So let's see. What does Socrates have? Divine connections. So let's see. What number is he? Number 35? I didn't even know there was 35 cards. Okay. Let's see. Socrates, in the words of Bill and Ted. All right. Okay, so we know he is a lover of wine and a passionate conversation. See, this is me. I could totally have a glass of wine and sit here and talk to you for hours about the universe and how things work. Days. I mean, take me on a vacation. Anyone want to take me on a paid vacation? I'll go with you. I'll teach you everything I know. We will do a whole VIP thing. Even if you just want me for a weekend, I'll give you the lowdown. I'll teach you everything I know. You will be the most wise person you have ever met in your life. And you will teach with integrity. You will teach with love. You will no longer have fear. I promise you. You're going to do a great job. So anyway, let's see. Athens, Greece, if that resonates with any of you, is a sign for any of you. You might have past lives or been talked, or maybe you have a trip plan, or you have family, or maybe you're twins there. I'm just going to throw everything out there that comes to me because I'm a channel. I'm supposed to channel, okay? Lover of wine and passionate conversation. Socrates took to the streets and engaged his first students, wealthy young men of Athens, in endless conversations, revealing his method of thought to them. He spoke of his beliefs in the reincarnation of the soul, which carried all knowledge from when time began. He was interested in understanding what made things the way they were. Oh, this is so me. And was determined in raising thoughts that matched his own. Yes, raise the vibe, raise the thoughts. Let's think up, right? Don't be a sheeple. Don't be part of the sheeple. All right. Socrates' work continued on through his students, including the young rising philosopher Plato. All right, so emotionally, Socrates reminds us to bring the divine into your life and break down the walls that stifle and numb the creative soul. You have a story to tell inside your bones, ready to bear its honest face. Honest. Be you. Be authentic. Don't look at what other people are telling you to be, do, just don't. Okay? You have a story to tell. So be open and take a step at a time. Resolution is brewing and apologies are forthcoming. Things will be right. If you were wronged and you know you stood up for yourself and you felt like you were right and you lovingly said your piece and walked away, wait for the justice. Trust that they're going to come back and say, I deeply and humbly apologize. I'm so sorry. I understand your perspective now. I've had some lessons taught to me. I've had some wisdom come in. And I think we're on the same page now, and I'd like to discuss it with you. Like, can we be friends? Can we date again? Can we talk? Give people an opportunity. People grow and change. You did. So do not judge someone else and say they'll never change, because you did, and you thought you'd never have a different life, right? Okay. Spiritually, Socrates appears to us at unexpected times, connecting through dreams and visions to teach us new information. Was I not talking to you about dreams? Thank you. All right. He activates the crown and throat chakras during energy work and when we are on our life's mission. He tells us that true philosophy has its roots in the streets among those living close to the bone of life. The bone of life. Wow. Showing us that continued resilience through life's lessons of struggle, pain, sorrow, and tragedy are catalysts for powerful breakthroughs. Hear me saying this. It's right here, people. It's coming up all over again. All right. He reminds us that wisdom is not born to the rich and affluent. Money doesn't matter. It's great to have. It's helpful. But it's not going to heal you. It's not going to help you decide to become the best version of yourself. You can't buy love. You can't buy love. Okay? So, remember the riches that you were born with and that you take with you when you die. Those are the real riches. Okay? Where was I at? No matter how many trials of pain you go through, you must open your heart up again and again. What did I say? Working on opening that heart. Drop your defenses. Trust the universe. You did the work. You're healing. You're healed. All you have to do now is be receptive to what's coming. I know it's scary to open up and trust that it's going to be different, or trust that it's going to be right for you now. But I don't know what else to tell you other than you don't really have a choice. The only choice is to stay stuck and go backwards. So do your damn thing, right? All right. I know I'm a little harsh, but it is what it is. Hey, Yoka. Ah! Okay. Consciously, he reminds us of our origins and where we've come from. He sits the ego down and points out the importance of connecting with our neighbors, family, friends, and strangers along the journey. He comes through to tell you that a part of yourself has rested on the physical for far too long. Whew. If you owe an apology to another, now is the time to knock on their door and apologize. Let the weight of all of it go. Healing. Socrates works closely with writers, actors, teachers, spiritual practitioners, business owners, and especially those who work in horticulture. He comes through to those who are struggling to understand and make sense of difficult questions, situations, circumstances, or a person. And a quote from Socrates, notice the throat again, right when I was talking about someone coming through and needing to apologize. Whoever that is, please come through and apologize. Go tell her you're sorry. Do it with humility. Do it with respect. Do it with honor. Come in as that charming, wonderful person we know you are. Sure, you acted crazy. You got off track. Like we all do. We all do. Emotions make us crazy. There's grace. We have forgiveness. We really, really do. We're eagerly waiting for you, and we're open-hearted. So please, don't be afraid to come apologize. And ladies, and, feminine men, please don't jump down their throat. Try the best you can to remember that you went through a journey of healing too, okay? Quote from Socrates in closing, let him that would move the world first move himself. Done deal. End of Mo Foen story. So just once again, feel the power of this. Feel the wisdom. Feel how grounded he is. That's you and your grounding. Feel that. Feel that. Trust that. Okay? All right. I'm done with y'all. I'm sick of choking. I don't want to cry anymore. And I'm going to go finish my grounding here, stick my feet in the grass, and feed my face. Okay? Ciao for now. Bye.